Hey everybody. Hey everybody. Um, Wanted to talk about self-esteem. Oh, this beard's beautiful, isn't it? Oh yeah. Um, it's one of the things that's affected me the most in my life. Self-esteem, um, and the lack thereof. You know, and it can be. It's very difficult to talk about, especially one-on-one. I find it easier for me to talk about stuff here, and I've been hanging on to stuff for such a long time. It affects my personal. It affects my social life. Um, so, you know, if anybody's watched these videos before, I was bullied when I was younger. I was physically and mentally abused when I was younger. Um, One of the things that a lot of us are self-conscious about is our bodies. Like when I was younger, I was heavy. I was picked on for being fat. Um, Come grade 12, I actually starved myself in grade 11 and grade 12, so I'd lose weight, and be thinner. And and I did that, and I ended up starting getting girlfriends, and then one of the girlfriends I had in grade 12, after we broke up, she started spreading some really nasty rumors about me, talking about my manhood and its size or lack thereof. You know, and for guys, I can only speak. You know, Supposedly the size of your manhood is says how much of a man you are. Um, you know, Unfortunately, we don't get to choose what we're born with. You if that was the case, and you guys see Boogie Nights, yeah, there you go. All of us would be a bunch of Dirk Digglers running around, and probably see me on Pornhub. Just kidding. Um, but that did a lot of mental damage. A few years later, a vindictive girl that I picked up at the bar. I don't know who it was till this day. She vandalized my vehicle and left a pretty nasty message. And then years later, when I was in Kamloops, the same thing happened. After I had sobered up for 2 years, um, years of alcohol and drug abuse takes a toll on a person's body, and yeah, I wasn't able to perform. And next thing you know, I'm hearing rumors going around about that, and you know, people understand how hurtful that stuff is, right? It's just like when girls are made fun of because they're flat chested or they have flat bums or, I'm older now, I got man breasts. They're pretty sweet. My nipples are always hard. But that's not the point. That's neither here or there. The point is that a lot of these things we have no control over. We're born this way, right? So why does that affect our mentality so much? See, in my mind, when I hear that kind of stuff, it means that I'm not good enough for anybody. I'll never make anybody happy. I'll never satisfy anybody, right? And no matter what they say, I'll never be good enough. How do you shake that? How do you get that out of your head when when you've heard that from people that supposedly cared about you or loved you, and they said they loved you, right? It's the same kind of stuff that happened when you're a kid. You hear things that are damaging from some people that are supposed to love you. That's mental abuse. That's mental abuse. And to be quite honest, I don't know how to let that stuff go. It affects trust. It affects intimacy with other people. So how do you move on from that? And that's one of the things I struggle with on a daily basis. You know, I can do this. I can talk to people like this, but one-on-one, I can't. I find it very difficult. So when I do finally say to somebody, listen, I'm interested in you, I like you, I'd like to go for coffee with you, and I get shot down, it's like, wow, okay, why don't I go crawl back into that hole, eat like 500 pounds of chocolate, order a shitload of pizzas, and, you know, watch Game of Thrones again. Right? But then there's that vicious circle. You get into the depression, and you get into the self-loathing, and then it's like, F this, F that. And I don't want to get to that point. So I need to talk about this stuff. As much, as uncomfortable as it is, you know. Sure, there's things that all of us would like to change about ourselves. But I think the biggest thing is accepting ourselves for who we are. And stop living in fear. And that's the key, though, eh? Stop living in fear and being afraid of being rejected or being not good enough. Right? From what I hear, when you really truly care about somebody, you love somebody, that stuff doesn't matter. Well, I've yet to experience that. And I pray to God one day I get to. And I pray that you too. So if no one's told you that they love you today, I do.